ladies and gentlemen. What's up? We're having a great day tonight. This is Andrew Snort with Creative Community Solutions. As you know, we cover a lot of stuff from arts and entertainment, government and politics, nonprofit, sports, a little bit of everything. And every once in a while, we're able to have some great chats with some great people in addition to the written articles that we do. So I'm so excited to have two colleagues I've been acquainted with for a minute doing some great things with the podcast series they have, the events that they're tied into, and what have you. So I'm gonna get out the way and let them introduce themselves for everybody.
Oh,
Ladies
wow.
first.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Nelle Da Truth, or you could just call me Now. I'm with the Dope Enterprise Dope Show.
All right, and this is DJ Agony, two-time ATL's hottest DJ, current, reigning, defending. You know what I'm saying? Also known as the Doctor of Dope, the other half of Dope Enterprise, the quiet behind the riot. You know what I'm saying? It
That's
is
right.
DJ Agony, and I am here. What's happening with you people?
What's
Hey,
happening? What's
good to have
happening?
good to have both of you on, and already just the energy is definitely there. I'm gonna start off with Nelly the Truth. Give people a little bit of a point of reference where you're based out of, and what are a few of your other moving parts in addition to what you're doing through Dope Enterprise.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we are I am based out of Atlanta, Georgia, the home of the forget the climate state. No, I'm just playing. So I do a lot of different things around the city, feeding the homeless. We have an organization that I work with that we come out twice a month, give back to, the schools, students, things like that. But I also MC and host different events. Plus size pageant winner of Georgia, Miss Georgia Plus. So I do make appearances and I do go out and speak to the youth and things like that, trying to give back to my city as much as I can. So I'm all over the place. And of course, doing the Dope Show on Fridays.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you said
Yeah,
before, you've got your emphasis in arts and entertainment, but then giving back to the community. So thank you so much for
of
all you
course.
do. DJ Agony, walk through with us a little bit of a point of reference where you're from. What are some of your other moving parts in addition to Dope Enterprise?
Well, I'm from originally from Decatur, Georgia. Flat shows and Gresham. What up, y'all? East Side. But as far as that go, I mean, anywhere you see me, I'm willing to plug in and play. Right now, there's a standing Friday night gig at a local bar right here in Conyers, San Francisco Surf and Turf. So
Shout out to them.
that's a standing gig every Friday night, and the other half of this Dope Enterprise podcast every Friday night, 8 o'clock tentatively, and like I said, I'm mostly booked private events. Anywhere, like I say, anywhere I could plug in and find a socket, I will plug in, and we will turn that thing out for the next 3 to 4 hours,
Right.
pending.
It's like we drive with our equipment at this point. Like you just
These are
know
facts.
we
Like
just
my
gotta
my
turn up.
mixer is still in the back of my truck right now. Like at this
Yeah.
point, I just stopped taking it out.
Yes, I'm taking it out. Just it is what it is. We're wireless on some things, so we trying to do big
Right,
things around
right.
the city.
I mean,
Yeah,
when in doubt, just leave it. Just leave it in. Just leave it
just
in.
leave it
We'll
in.
deal,
Leave it
and
in.
we'll deal with it later. You know, we
Yeah,
got
we'll
look.
worry about it later.
We got 9 months to figure it out. It's whatever.
It sounds
Whole nine.
it sounds like the both of you, the moniker "Stay Ready" when you're talking about having your equipment with you at all times and things along those lines. What would you say, starting with DJ Agony? What would you say was that moment where it's like we kind of sort of guess you already had a love for music, a love for this type of scene, but what would you say was that moment where you're like, you know what, I need to go a little bit deeper and do more within this realm?
Um, when the first time was when I was 12 and I saw Juice, and I said I could do this. That was the first time I'd ever touched the wheels in anything. I made my first DJ dollar in college at 17, and I was like, oh, and they'll pay me for it. I can do this. And so it's just been a journey from there, from local clubs, bars, hole in the walls, baby showers, anything that you could think of. I have probably any kind of event you could think of. I probably DJ'd at it. Like I said, I DJ'd a baby shower. I'm thinking in my and mind you, 9 months, belly out the hill, baby foot hanging out, and she like turn my song up. So I mean, like I said, and I think the moment that really did it for me was my first ATL's Hottest Award. I had never heard of the event until a previous colleague of mine, shouts out to Saga Boss, um, hit me and was just like, "Yo, like you need to get your name out there, like for real." And so first year I went unmentioned, second year I went top five, and then the next 2 years I won. So after that, I was like, okay, people know who I am. I'm starting to bring
Right.
home hardware for this. Like it was the recognition I had been looking for, and
Mhm.
now I get to bring home hardware. And like I said, I got 4 trophies in my house, two for DJing. So that was one of those things, like and it was a few times I wanted to quit. I called myself gonna retire after 20 years, which would be this year, but this year's just too hot. Like literally from New Year's Eve coming into the year all the way up to now, this year has been white hot, and so I can't stop now.
That's awesome. And sometimes, like you said, it's taking something that you're good at, something that you like doing, and just seeing where it takes you. And like you said,
Right.
before you decided to, it's okay to pause, but thankfully you just took time to pause instead of unplug everything. And now, like you said before, more people are aware, you're getting more traction, things along those lines. Now, same thing. What would you say was a moment for you where you realized, hey, I can do more in regards to, say, event hosting or the modeling piece, or even, piggybacking on the community piece?
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it was a number of things, even with music. My brother was a DJ in Jamaica, so I've always loved music. But I think for me, the community side came in when I realized you can pick up a microphone and have a voice. I mean, there's so many bloggers and there's, podcasts everywhere. But I think a lot of people respond to us because they see us in the community. We do a lot of stuff, from feeding the homeless to clothing, to book bag and, school supplies. And I feel like when you have a voice and a platform, um, you got to use it for good. Like, this is what we're here for. We're here to teach the generation coming under us. And especially being a woman, it's not too many MCs in this area that are female. There's a lot of guys, and shout out to all guys and all the DJs. They have been nothing but respectful and awesome, and they tune me in and they tell me things that I should work on, and I love the criticism. It's great, but I think kind of just stepping into the community and making sure that you're giving back, because what is it if we're not giving back? You know what I mean? What is it if we're doing is, DJ Agony's bumping greatest hits and we're having fun on a microphone, but at the same time, that's our mission. That's the mission. Well, that's what I think the dope show is, for us as well, is to give the local news and the local things, and hear what the community is saying, and be that voice for somebody that may can't speak up for themselves. So that's when I knew I had to jump in and do something other than just hold a microphone.
And that's awesome. And like a lot of us, we always talk about the narrative of finding your voice, using the platforms that you have access to, amplifying
Yep.
things along those lines. So not only are you doing so within that lens of arts and entertainment, but you're keeping it balanced with having a conscience and what have you. Walk through
Yeah.
some of the great things that Dope Enterprise is doing. We kind of already dropped a little bit before regarding what you're doing event wise, what you're doing community wise. But for people who have not heard, when people hear the name Dope Enterprise, what are the things you want people to know that this is what we do? And this is, I'll say, our underlying theme or drive or purpose or passion behind what we do.
Well, as far as the underlying theme go, we when we created dope is actually an acronym for driven on positive energy. So
Right.
even
Right.
even in the midst of some of the most ratchet of ratchet parties, I mean, we are there having fun, but nonetheless it's all on the positive. You know what I'm saying? Everybody come out, have fun, and go home, and everybody be safe or whatnot. Um and so everything we do is driven on positive energy. That's why we use the moniker "Stay Dope." So
Right.
stay driven on positive energy, or I am dope, which is another hashtag. I am driven on positive energy. We want that to sink into people's heads that no matter what you into, keep it dope. Keep it driven on
Right.
positive energy. Keep that as your main drive and your motivation in whatever you're
And
doing.
if I can piggyback off of you, DJ Agony, these past 2.5 years with this pandemic, I think is more why we went to the podcast kind of venture as well. Because, it's just so much going on. And we want people to know we've lost a lot, lives, be able to get out more and things like that. Even school systems have changed, kids not being able to play outside as much as they are, and things like that. And it was totally different than when we grew up. So the driven on positive energy was to say, we see the times, we're aware of what's going on, and we want you guys to know you can come get a laugh when your day is horrible, when you lost someone. Here is a whole forum of people that got your back and is gonna, kind of high five you and tell you a joke, even when you're at your moment of worst, So, I lost my mom September 5th of last year, suddenly, and this show has kept me, and the things that we do around the community has totally kept me well grounded, because I was about to leave, y'all. No, I'm just playing. I wasn't gonna leave. I was gonna leave, but I feel like I can understand and I can sympathize with other people. So there are segments in our show where we build up and encourage people. There are segments of our show where we're talking about, a local lady or a local business venture that is Black owned, or someone that's doing something in the community that's not recognized and maybe doesn't want recognition. But here we are recognizing you and saying how great of a job. We're high-fiving you, even though you may not want it. So I hope that makes sense.
No, actually, what you said makes a lot of sense. Is like, just from explaining the acronym, that helps set the tone with anything that y'all are doing, arts and entertainment, community, what you're doing, with amplifying people, with the podcast, things along those lines. But also you're showing how, like, you guys basically pouring into people, how that's coming back to you. And I think it's important. Some people are like, oh, I'm not going to do anything and such. And we get that to a point, but a lot of times what you put out comes back to you, and it comes back to you, in more ways than one. So I'm glad you spoke to that narrative, and just, not only are you encouraging other people and keeping other people motivated, like you said, you put the spotlight on different people in the community and businesses and what have you, which is keeping them going, but it clearly keeps you guys going too.
Absolutely. Think about it like this. If we weren't driven on positive energy and we was out here driven on negative energy, we'd be done.
Yeah.
Give y'all time
totally
to figure that
done.
one out. Yeah, time to figure that one out. Oh, by the way, he got bars too, y'all.
Okay, so now we're rapping. That was good. Let me know so I can write down some stuff. No, I'm just playing.
Get it together. Get that pen out.
Get my little notepad like back in the day. You remember how you had a pencil and pad?
Look, I keep my book right here with me, man. I ain't going nowhere.
I got a little sheet of paper. Y'all.
So now you've given us the little advanced drop that there's going to be something going on. And so circle back in a few months and see what's on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, stuff like that. We got you. So let me ask you this. You've got the podcast that you do each Friday at 8. You, DJ Agony, have the standing Fridays at Surf and Turf out in Conyers. As we pivot into the month of August, what are some things that you have coming up that the public can plug into?
As of now, well, there's Thursday at
QC's. That's QC's out in Conyers, 2200 Sigmund Road. And we are still doing, we're working with A few different people. There's a clothing line, Been Rich Clothing Line. We've been working with them. They do a lot of stuff for the community as well. Friday night, always San Francisco Surf and Turf, 1180
Right.
Sigmund Road.
That's standing. And then some Saturdays.
Oh yeah, some Saturdays
So some
too. And
Saturdays
then
as well.
well, the biggest thing we have coming up is, we do, like I said, it's about to be back to school. And some people are not financially able to get their kids some things. So we are going to be doing a school bag drive and things like that. And we're going to do them two sides of Atlanta. One is going to be downtown Atlanta at Hurt Park, where we feed the homeless. There are kids out there that are homeless, and they do go to school. They still need shoes, clothes, book bags, all of those things. Their parents need assistance. And the other one is going to be out at QC's in Conyers. I believe that one is the third week in August. Oh, no. I believe it's the second week in August. So we'll have more information on that, and we'll make sure we put it on our dope.enterprise page, Facebook, Instagram.
And also, I mean, just stay tuned to the Dope Show on Friday nights at 8, because there's so much more about to go on with that. So much more.
Yeah.
And if you're not, at Dope Enterprise on Facebook, Dope.Enterprise on Instagram, that's the best way to keep up with what we got going on, because sometimes you never know. It might be a Wednesday night and I'm just like, I ain't doing nothing. And I might just go live for an hour with whomever.
Right. DJ Agony does that very quick, people. He will pull you in. Okay. No
doubt.
But we do love to do that on the spot live interviews. So that way, you're getting the real from people. And that's really what it's about. People can come on and talk about anything. Well, not anything. We are censored. Don't be putting us in Facebook jail or Instagram jail.
We're going to say it's almost like a controlled freestyle. Like you said, you have your standing stuff that you do Thursdays and Fridays, but every once in a while you might do something just to kind of upset the cart a little bit. But
yeah,
to a point, sometimes when you don't have time to prepare, you get the most honest answers. And like I said, be creative. Don't be foolish, but be creative.
Absolutely.
Right.
In other words, you're giving me fair warning. You might ping me. It's like, hey, Drew, you need to come on for a minute. So I need to stay ready. Even though I think I've got a date at the end of August. Actually, I should have a date at the end of August. But
you got that.
Till then, just stay ready, because you never.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you better stay ready. We're coming for you, of course.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm with it.
Drew, I swear, like Drew, you are like you're just talented. You're doing everything. The seat from his music to on air, like I just love it. So of course we got it. Of course, Dope Show has to get you on.
Right.
I want to get you at karaoke on this Tuesday night, though. I don't even host that night, but I just want to hear you sing karaoke just to see what it does.
Okay, so everybody, I've been, like the last couple things, I've had, guests who've been so kind, but they've given me polite warning that I need to just stay ready on some stuff. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm ready August 27th, and of course, shouts to 1820 Hats, who you're kind enough to bring on for the 27th too, and that aligns with what you're talking about in regards to Black businesses with a conscience, like so serious.
Yes,
so serious.
Absolutely,
so serious.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah,
well,
that's totally true.
Let me ask you this before we get ready to wind down, and before we remind people of the best ways to stay connected and supportive. If people don't remember anything else about what you're doing in arts and entertainment, what you're doing in the community, the collaborative effort that you have with Dope Enterprise, let's start with you, Nell. What's one just general statement, words of wisdom, or nugget, seed planting, whatever you want to call it, that you like to leave with our viewers? Just something to just kind of keep in mind and think about as you go about your day to day.
I would have to say something that I try to follow. We're here to be a blessing. You didn't just wake up and do it by yourself. Remember that when you give back, a lot of times people pay attention to when someone else does. Let the buck stop at you. You be the doer. And that's how I try to live. I'm going to be the doer. I'm not going to wait for somebody else to jump up and do it, and try to live by that, be a blessing to someone. And for me, that's what I wake up and say. It's going to stop here, because I'm going to do the most at everything I do. I just can't see myself doing the least. So yeah.
Awesome. And thank you. DJ Agony, what would be a statement you like to leave, something you'd like to leave for folks to think about so they don't remember any of the other moving parts? What's one thing you want them to take away from today?
Just keeping it simple. Be dope, stay dope. I am dope.
I love it.
And if they'll remember nothing else, dope is driven on positive energy. So be dope, stay dope, because I am dope.
I tell you what, both of you left some great, words of wisdom, words of insight, some good humor as well. So thank you for providing a good laugh, but also just saying, hey, look, this is who we are. This is what we're about. And let's just continue to build and grow. So again, remind people, Dope Enterprise, the best ways for people to find out about all the different things you've got going on, to, add, connect, shoot a message and say, hey, we see you working. Hey, keep doing the good things. So y'all keep the energy going.
Right.
All right. For my folks on Instagram, dope.enterprise. Folks on Facebook, Dope Enterprise. And like I said, stay tuned. It's gonna be another line of shirts coming out. I don't know if you noticed, but anytime you see one or both of us, we're wearing our brand. We're wearing our line
brand.
Of clothes, and as soon as I find out how to make shoes, we will not. I won't even be wearing Nikes anymore. It'll be dope down to the socks.
I'm trying to do bra and underwear sets, all of it, ladies. Like, it is what it is at this point for me. Right, I feel like, why not wear my brand? I'm dope. So.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as the bookings, the shirts, any other apparel we decide to come out with, because, shoot, it ain't just got to be shirts with iron on logos. You know what I'm saying? We can venture off into pants, hats, bras and underwears, because sometimes you can get dope and get kinky. It happens. You know what I'm saying?
No, you.
That's for the dope. No, that's for the dope after dark segment.
No, but yeah, 2022. No, I'm just saying.
Right, but just dope.enterprise on Instagram. Yeah. Dope.enterprise on Instagram, Dope Enterprise on Facebook, and there you will find everything you need, and anything you want, just shoot a DM that way, and we'll be here.
We are.
I tell you what, as usual, it's good getting a chance to chop it up with y'all. Y'all are doing some great things individually and collectively, and you're leaving a great footprint everywhere y'all go. So thank you so much for taking a break out of your schedule to talk with us. And for everybody who's watching and everyone that reads the article, please, if this is your first time connecting with them, please don't let it be your last. You've heard a little bit of everything, from the silly to the serious, but hey, that's part of how people flow and operate. You can't be serious all the time, but there's times you need to. You can't be silly, but there's times you need to. And you see right here, it was almost like that pot of gumbo, just enough seasoning and just enough stuff to balance.
Just love it.
So I tell you, shouts again to both Nelle Da Truth as well as DJ Agony. Again, check them out at Dope Enterprise. We thank you all for stopping by. Take good care until next time, and we'll see you real soon. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, DOPE stands for Driven on Positive Energy. So we hope you enjoyed the positive energy shown by both of our guests. Make sure to stay connected with them for your arts and entertainment, as well as their podcast. Remember, Dope Enterprises with DJ Agony and Nelle Da Truth. So make sure to connect with them based on the information provided, and make sure to stay connected with us for our next interview. We'll see you.